And we're live. Thanks for coming back, guys. So, in this video, I want to share with you a story. It has to do with scheduling appointments, confirming appointments when you're in sales or when you're in any business. So, early on in my sales career, I was selling life insurance. And I remember I set an appointment with a client to meet at their home in LA, close to where the forum and all that is. It was near Martin Luther King Boulevard, somewhere deep into LA, right? And I set the appointment. It was a Spanish speaking client, and I was really excited. I'm going to meet with them, talk life insurance, him and his wife. And I set it on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and it was a Saturday appointment at their home in person. So I end up setting the appointment, all good, everything's set up. Saturday comes around, and the appointment was somewhere around 10 a.m. So I make the drive into LA, and I start driving, and actually it's where the new Rams stadium. It's in that area. So I'm driving into LA. I show up to this person's house. It takes me maybe like 45 minutes to get there from where I was living. I show up to their house. I knock on the door. Nothing. No answer. I call the customer. No answer. Knock on the door. No answer. Waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm like, the appointment's at 10 a.m. I have always showed up early for appointments, somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes early. That's just one of my things, because I believe when you show up to an appointment right, like on time, you don't give yourself time to like decompress, relax, and then be at your best, right? Because when you're at your best is in a relaxed state, in a state of you're not rushing to get there, you're not late, you're not, no issues, right? You're just calm and you show up. And that was one of my rituals. I show up 30 minutes to 15 minutes early, and I would even knock on the door early. Well, what happened in this case? I'm there calling, knocking on the door, no answer. So I end up writing a note on my business card, and I said, "Hey, I was here for our appointment. Please give me a call." And I slid it on the door, on the side of the door, the front door. And I remember driving home that day, 10:30 or whatever time it was in the morning, and thinking, or maybe even it was later, and I remember thinking, I hit traffic and everything going back home. I was like, I could have been spending this time with my family. I could have been spending this time with doing other calls, doing other appointments. I could have been hanging out with the people that I wanted to hang out, friends. And instead, because I didn't properly confirm that appointment, I wasted my time. I wasted my whole morning. And so I remember driving back thinking that. And so we got a little background music. So what I ended up doing was I created on that day, I put it on my calendar. I put on my calendar on that day that this would be the last time that I go to an appointment without confirming. And that began the process of it pained me, right? Because I could have been with my family, I could have been with another client, I could have made money that day, I could have done a lot of other things, but I wasted the morning. And so my process of confirming an appointment changed ever since that appointment. This was maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years. I don't have the exact date. But here's my process. When I set an appointment, so for example, if I would have set that appointment on Tuesday, I talk to the person and I say, hey, I'll see you on Saturday at 10 a.m. at your home. I then had a process of confirming it prior to showing up at their house. So, and by the way, in that story I shared with you, I did call to try and confirm, but they didn't answer. So I went anyways, and that's where my process changed. Moving forward, I decided I'm not going to show up to any appointment unless the customer has confirmed. And that changed everything for me and for my business, because it allowed me to take out any appointments that were not serious, take out any appointments of people that maybe had forgotten or had to reschedule, and it allowed me to spend my time with either other clients, which was most of the time, or family, or whatever the case. But I wasn't wasting my time going to appointments and then being a no-show. So here's my process. I set an appointment. I talked to them on Tuesday and I said, I'll see you on Saturday at 10 a.m. And then what I would do is I would call on Friday. I would call on Friday morning, either myself or one of my team members, my staff, and we would say, hey, we're calling to confirm the appointment for Saturday at 10 a.m. Please call us back. If we got a voicemail, please call us back to confirm. If there was no answer, we would text. We're texting you to confirm our appointment Friday 10 a.m. And then if there was no reply on text, we would call again Friday afternoon. If we did not hear from them, we would not show up. I would not show up. When I say we, it's because I was able to delegate this task eventually to my team, because if not, I was calling to confirm every single appointment, and it wasn't the best use of my time, right? As a salesperson, as a business person, you have to do what you're best at and what is an income generating activity, and then delegate the rest. And so that changed from that date forward. And I wanted to share it with you guys because, especially when you're newer in sales, or you're just, you're really excited to get an appointment, and, it could be that you're going to close a deal that day. But if you don't properly confirm, you're wasting your time. And if somebody does not confirm with you and you say, hey, what if they had stuff going on Friday? Well, if they had stuff going on and whatever, then maybe it wasn't a serious appointment, or maybe they just had to reschedule. But I didn't want to take on that risk of potentially showing up again and there being a no-show. And so that became my golden rule. I'm not going to show up to any appointment unless they confirm. And when you set that standard, everybody, including customers and prospects, begin to either conform to your standard of doing things, or they fall off, right? Not everybody liked that. Not everybody wants a confirmation before. Some people would get upset, that we would call on a Friday saying, hey, we're calling to confirm that Mike's going to see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. They didn't like that. They're like, you're bothering me. I already confirmed. Some people, but for the most part, I would say that was like 5% or less of people that didn't like that call. Most people saw it as professional, that, hey, this person's serious. They're even calling to confirm the appointment. That means that, like, I don't want to waste this person's time. I don't want to waste my time. And some people on that call would just cancel. Some people would reschedule because things came up and they had actually forgotten that we had set an appointment up for that specific day. So, the point of this is that the better processes you have in place, the better results you're going to get. And for me, having a process of confirming an appointment and double confirming, and whether they texted back or emailed back or called back, we needed some sort of confirmation so that we didn't waste our time. And I hope this is helpful to you, and good luck on your appointment setting.